Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08 and welcome to the 12th episode of my Rails of Industry Minecraft series. In today's episode, I hope to automatically move items from my void ore miner down here to my new base. One thing I should mention before we really get started is that I did build an ME system off camera for my new base. It's very similar to the one I built last episode, except it doesn't have the automation of the processors downstairs or anything. So let's get started and let's get making some of the things that we will need for this process. So the first thing I want to grab is an advanced item loader and an advanced item unloader, and those are from Railcraft. Those are mechanisms in which I will be able to use to get items into and out of carts automatically. So the recipes are very similar for the advanced item loader and unloader. It's just that this middle block here needs to be an item loader for the advanced loader and the unloader for the advanced unloader. So let's take a look at the item loader and unloader recipes, and those are also very similar. The only thing that is different is the hopper and the cart detector are in different spots. So to make the cart detectors, I need, it's just basically a chest pattern, except you need some pressure plates in the middle. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. So the recipe is, rather than just a chest recipe, we put pressure plates in the middle, and then we get cart detectors. So that's awesome. And then let's grab some hoppers, which I believe I do have those. And then let's do the item loader, and then we'll just swap these and get an unloader as well. So the next step to make the advanced items here is we need steel shovels. And I do know that these need to be Railcraft steel shovels, and so we need to make sure to get the right steel shovels here. As we can see, we have a thermal foundation recipe, and then we have our Railcraft recipe. I know that this does matter. I was testing this out, and you do need the Railcraft recipe, otherwise these recipes right here will not work. Oh shoot. So see, it won't work with this shovel. So let me get one more shovel here, because I wasn't very diligent at getting both of them as this steel shovel. So this should work now. There we go. Let's get rid of this other shovel, and let's move on. The next thing I want to do is I want to grab some acceleration cards for my import bus that I will be using on the other end of this system. So the acceleration card is actually fairly easy to make. First off, we need an advanced card, and let's actually go over here. And let's go ahead and make 4 of these. So there we go. Each recipe makes 2 of those, and then to make 4 of these, it's pretty simple. We just need flux crystal. So that's that. Let's put away some of the stuff we don't need for right now. A little bit of freeze action happening, but we're good now. So let's throw that away, and then all the ME stuff can go over here. Cool. So I have a bunch of stuff ready to grab, and it's in this chest right here. It's a bunch of track, essentially, because that's most of what I'm going to be doing this episode is running a line from my void ore miner down here to my new base. So it was important earlier, or a few episodes back, when I installed this void ore miner to put it on level 12, and that's because this is the level of one of my mine shafts. And so what I've done between episodes is I have dug this tunnel here, which leads to my mine shafts, and then that will go up and actually let's run along real fast and see where this leads. So if we follow this up, this will actually lead to the tunnel that goes to my new base. If you watched last episode or 2, I have this tunnel here, and this is where I can get to my new base, but I'm going to lay a new track on the other side of this tunnel here that will take a chest cart over to the new base so that I can move items. So let's get started with the process of actually getting the items out of the modular storage unit from the void ore miner into the advanced item loader here. So I do need to run this on my left side right now, so let's keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start the line something like, let's do it right here. Because in the future, if I upgrade this void ore miner, which I've already done once, this is now the tier 2 variant of the void ore miner. But if I upgrade it again, I do want to have enough space to do that. So that's why I'm setting this back a little ways. So what we're going to do here is this. I actually can totally get rid of this track. And because this track is the important one, what I'm going to do is put the advanced loader right here. And actually, yeah, that's in the right spot. So I need this to where the this black box is facing the track here. I need to set this to complete. I do want it on complete mode. And basically anything in the advanced item loader, it will load into a chest cart that is right here. So the next thing I need to do is I actually need to run some item duct from the modular storage unit over there to over here. So let's do that real quick. And actually that is in the wrong spot. So what I want to do is I actually want to run this up a little bit and then over. And that's because if I do upgrade this void ore miner, it will become taller and taller. So I do want to give it enough space to grow up. So let's actually dig up a little bit from right here. That way we can see where we're going. And then we can continue this. Oh my goodness, I'm going to kill myself by falling. Okay, so let's dig this over. And there we go. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so I just want to run this up. And then we can run this over. And my goodness, like I said, I am going to kill myself in Minecraft. Okay, so I just want to run this vertically and then over like that. I did make a new servo, which I haven't used yet, but the servo recipes are actually really easy to upgrade. And there are 5 different variants of the servo. To upgrade the servo to the hardened servo, you just need an invar ingot. To do the next servo, you need electrum. Next servo is signalum, and then the last servo is enderium. It's really, really easy to do. And so I've done that just to get a little bit more throughput here. Actually, this doesn't matter because there's only one option here. So we can do nearest first. We're not going to blacklist anything. Everything should be moved. So as you can see or may see, it already has pulled a bunch of items out. I'm not sure if they're over here yet. Yes, they are. They're getting there anyways. So boom, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I actually need to get a chest cart because I didn't do that earlier. So let's fly up real fast and get a chest cart. And while I'm flying, I might as well eat. Chest carts are really easy. It's just same recipe as minecart except with a chest. So I think I might have a chest laying around. I do. So let's get rid of that and that because we don't need those. We also don't need the item ducts anymore. So we can get rid of that. And then let's grab some iron to make the chest cart here. And there's the minecart, and here's the chest cart. I could go with a Steve's cart, a Franken chest cart, which would have a lot more storage than just a regular chest cart, but for right now, a chest cart will do just fine. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so now I want to actually grab a few different things here, and I'm going to be running a bunch of track. And actually, I should probably, you know what, I probably need to keep that there. Because I do want this to be tilted. That should work great. Okay, so the next thing is I need to actually get a bunch of my booster track here, and I need to put that down. And I also need to chunk load some chunks. So I'm actually, after this point, I'm going to use the same pattern that I used for my main line, and that is between every other torch, I place a redstone torch to power a powered track. And I'm probably going to do most of my track laying off camera, but there's something important I need to do. I need to claim a bunch of chunks. And Okay, so I need to do at least these two so far. And you know what, let's do this corner as well. Okay, so I don't really know why that torch is. Okay, I do know why that torch is there. So going up this incline, I'm actually going to have a lot of redstone torches. Let's actually do it on the same levels as my regular torches. And that's just because climbs are a little bit more intensive on your velocity of your cart. So the entire inclines are going to be powered rails. And actually, I might need even a few more of these. Yes, okay, so we almost made it. Probably need less than 5. Probably need about 5. So I might as well just grab... unfortunately, I don't have that many just plain sticks. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to grab 16. Better to have too many than not enough. And then I can continue with those redstone torches. And then we can see... Actually, I can lay down my power track for the incline here. Okay, cool. So let's actually do that now. So this entire incline is just going to be power track, which is obviously a little bit more expensive because if you've watched before, the recipe does include gold. But that's not really a problem. I do have plenty of gold at this point. This is a lot of booster track all in a row. I was going to say, why did that not connect? But it did. Okay, so let's actually... Actually, I want this corner piece to not be booster track. Okay, so my pattern here is I have 3 powered rails, and then the rest of it is just regular track here. And that should keep the cart at enough velocity that it never needs powered or anything, which is actually pretty neat because this is a pretty vanilla solution, other than the loaders and unloaders and then where the items are going. But I don't want to test this quite yet. So what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to do this off camera, is I'm going to lay the rest of the track between here and my new base. And I'm going to do that off camera because it's literally going to be me laying track that is completely parallel to my already existing line. And actually, I don't know if I got this down here. No, I did not. Yeah, definitely need to get that. I need to have everything chunk loaded, obviously, because otherwise the cart will go to an area that is not chunk loaded, and then it will not proceed, which is obviously not what I want. So let's see here. Like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera. Let's get rid of that real fast. And yeah, once I have this line all the way to my new base, I will be right back. So I've made it to the end of the line, and what I want to do now is let's go ahead and place down a piece of dirt where the end of the line is going to be. And then let's go ahead and place regular track up here, and then we can upgrade this to the booster track. And what I want to do is run regular track there. We need to have the advanced item unloader right here in this block space, and it needs to be on complete. Once it is done removing items from the chest cart, it will send it along its way. So the next thing I need to do is I actually need to hook up an import bus from this advanced item unloader, and I just need to get the items into the ME system over there. And actually, I can hook it up right here because I have some glass flukes cable right here. What I did for the power supply is I have a steam dynamo hidden back here. It is powered off charcoal, which comes from this modular storage unit right here. The dynamo is also connected to this energy cell. This energy cell is operated by this lever, so when I turn this lever on, the ME system should pop on. And right now, as you can see, there's nothing in it, but I did upgrade this ME system compared to my other ME system in a couple ways here. First off, it has this pattern terminal right here, which will allow me to make patterns in the future so that I can automate things. And then this ME interface terminal, which just allows me to put in patterns into any ME interfaces I have in my system. So that is nice and nifty. So let's go ahead and place this import bus right here. Let's place the acceleration cards. That will just speed up the rates of which it can import items into the system. And then we can just hook it up like that. The energy or the storage cells in the ME drive here are, I have 10 of the 4K storage cells. They can store a little bit more than the 1K storage cell that I have in my other system. And that's going to be because the system will have a lot more items come in and out of it. So I decided to just go ahead with the 4Ks for right now. So that is nice and nifty. So what I need to do is actually, at this point, I need to go back and I need to set down the chest cart at the other end of the system, at the other end of the line. And then I need to make sure that this is actually going to work as intended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to my old base, and once I am back there, I will be right back. So here I am back at my old base, and there's one more thing I would like to make, and that is a crowbar. So the recipe for a crowbar is rather simple. There are two different recipes. There's the iron crowbar and there's the steel crowbar. I think I'm going to go ahead and make the steel crowbar today, so I need 3 steel ingots, and I'm going to need some red dye. What I can do is I can throw one of these poppies into a pulverizer, and that should give me 4 of the red dyes so that I can make a crowbar. And a crowbar is a nifty tool from the mod Railcraft that you can use to hit carts and reorient track and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and make one of those. Crowbar, let's put it right here. And let's go down and let's test this bad boy out, this chest cart in this line. So as you can see, lots of the booster track here. That's hopefully going to make it nice and fast and help it get up this hill. Okay, so let's double check everything is chunk loaded and everything. It looks to be fine. So I don't know if you noticed, but the modular storage unit right there for this void ore miner is full right now. So let's go ahead and fix that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down this chest cart and I'm going to hit it. And hopefully, why did you not stop? Okay, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to stop it. I don't know why it didn't. Unless it just was going too fast, which is entirely plausible. Let's actually slow this down a little bit, and let's try this again. It should stop it. This booster track right here, since it's unpowered in its current state, it should stop it. Okay, yes. Looks to be that maybe I'm just giving it a little too much gas right here. So you know what, let's try to slow it down even further, and let's retest it, because I don't like how that was doing. Okay, that's still a little quick, but it seems to be like it's gonna be alright. So let's go ahead and throw this stuff back into the chest cart. As you can see, the loader is it is a little bit slow. It does one item at a time, but it does it fairly quickly, so it can transfer a decent amount of items. Let's see if this thing is still it's still pretty full. It isn't completely full though, so that it should be running now. When that modular storage unit got full in the past, it would actually not run. So actually, one thing I would like to do right on this end is I'd like to put a buffer stop, and I should be able to rotate that around with a steel crowbar, and hopefully that will prevent the chest cart from flying off the track, because as you can see, I'm sending it a little bit quickly up that hill. hopefully it'll be fine though. So once this chest cart gets full, it should send it on its way. And actually, I'm gonna get a little head start because I want to kind of ride along in the other minecart, and I want to keep up with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. It sounds like it's passing me. No. Okay, so that's good that it seems to be like it's going to make its way just fine. It's probably going to sail off the end of the track, though, at the other end because I don't have a buffer stop and I have probably a little bit more boost than necessary. So let's try to catch up that guy. Okay. Okay, the slowest 1.5 minute train chase ever. So I fully expected that to sail off the end. I am going to modify the end of the track because the end of the track up ahead is pretty much the same as I have at the end, the Void Ore Miner end, where it was sailing off the end of the track, or going too far rather. Unfortunately, I can't catch up with it, so I'm just gonna have to live with it. That also means I'll probably have to manually transfer the items from this first cart load over to my ME system, but that's okay. This system will be really nice to have because that means I can continue to operate my Void Ore Miner at my old base while I start building up around my new base. So that is definitely one thing to look forward to. Okay, so we're almost there, thankfully. And there's not actually, it doesn't have to go up very far. I think it's like 15 or so. Y level, we're at 49 right now. I think up top it might be at 65. So yeah, she sailed right off the end. Okay, so you know what? I don't want to change this one out. Let's hit the buffer stop. Let's rotate that around. And one actually, I probably shouldn't even do that. What I should really do is probably just break it and then just bite the bullet. And should probably turn this on. And then let's just throw everything into the system here, including the crowbar, just to make things a little bit quicker here. So now I can grab this crowbar back. Let's get the chest cart, and I do want to do a little bit of testing here to see if, actually I should have brought some items with me. So let's put a few things in here. Yeah, that'll be fine. So let's hit this again. Let's see if this will stop this time, or if it'll... Okay, so that seems to be working, and I hit it the wrong way, but cool. Okay, before I call this good, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to wait for that chest to come back, and when it does, hopefully it'll stop like it should. And if it does, then I will call this a good build. But for right now, I'm going to go away and do a little bit of waiting to see if this system is going to work out. And once the cart's back, I will also be back. I spy a little minecart. So here it comes. It is on its way back. So let's get up here. Let's see if it is going to stop like it should. And if it does, I'm going to be extremely happy. Awesome. That's pretty exciting. So it seems like the system's going to work perfectly fine. So as you can see, we're getting a bunch of stuff in here. At some point, I need to make some sort of process to actually smelt and process a lot of this stuff. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with the way things are. So in today's episode, I built this minecart system that will get items from my Void Ore Miner to this ME system right here. And in the future, I will obviously be doing some stuff with the items that are here, but I'm glad that they are making their way here, which means my Void Ore Miner can run all of the time, and I don't need to worry about that modular storage unit getting full of items, and then the Void Ore Miner shutting down because it has nowhere to put the items. So that makes me pretty happy. If you enjoyed today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you like watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.